cell, you put two of the same size together and they repel from each other. When they repel from each other, you're not allowing a bunch of nutrients to stay inside the cell. So what happens is a protein will come in and try to save the day. Most of the macroproteins that's inside of the human biological structure is positively charged. So you got a big protein coming in from eating meat, big protein coming in from drinking dairy products, big proteins coming in from drinking liquor, smoking, cigarettes, and all this thing that y'all ain't supposed to be doing. I know I'm probably hitting the nerve, but y'all will be alright. Right? So you taking in these drugs or these dead fleshly carcasses, using your gut as a funeral home. Yes. With the innocent murdering of animals' flesh. No, I'm doing too much now. I mean what I said though. But when you eat those proteins come in with a positive cation charge. Since it's positive in the cellular membrane of your erythrocytes or negatively charged, what they're going to do? Attract. You see that? So they're going to attract and pull themselves together. Well, since that protein is acidic in form, usually it's uric acid buffered out with a carbonic acid, what it does is it sits on top of the blood cells and it eats through the cellular membrane of the blood cells. This is going to create what you would call hypoxia. And this means that the cell is going to be deprived of all of its oxygen. So then the cellular membrane breaks down and creates this fermentation, which it gets real sticky, and then it starts sticking and clunking all the blood cells together. All because you brought in the wrong electrical magnetic resonance to your body. Y'all get that? And this happens all the time. And most of the time I see it in a lot of vegans, because vegan is a very bad diet as well. Now, some organic plant-based is something totally different than vegan. Because vegan, you're still eating these burgers with soy and all fried foods and all types of stuff. So I don't want y'all to get hyped up on this vegan movement. I call it the diet that was created in the beginning by our creator. And that was fruits and vegetables after its kind with seeds that was meant to be meat unto you. So if you can read 6,000 years ago, the original meat was fruit flesh and vegetable flesh, not animal's flesh. All right, next slide. Now, this is what it is. This is your body. Your body is a biological Tesla coil. Y'all see now, if you look at this picture, everybody think that electricity is emitting out of this coil. But what's happening is, it's a pulse sensation that's happening with the biospiritual body, where we're pulling electricity from hydrogen ions around the space that's around us. Y'all see that? So electricity is not coming from us, it's coming within us. We turn these photons and emit them into negative ions, and then we push them back out. That's why we're called light beings or light body. You can tell that when you come around somebody and you gravitate towards them. Oh, they magnetic. When you come around somebody, they make you excited. Oh, they are electrical. Or they do both. Damn, she's electrical magnetic. I need that in my life. Don't charge me up. But don't worry, I ain't gonna drain you. I'm gonna return that same electrical magnetic frequency back. Right? Yeah, exactly. So the Tesla coil. Now the beautiful thing about the Tesla coil is in order for this coil to work, it has to have something called a capacitor. The capacitor is at the top. Then you see the actual structure of it. There go Tesla right there. Then you see the structure around. If y'all look at a cell, the cell does the same exact thing, and then it uses chemical energy to do its daily processes. The body is made of 150 trillion cells. Each cell acts just like you do on a macro level. You have organs, they have organelles. You have a respiratory system, they have something called mitochondria. You have a gallbladder and a vesicle bladder, something that holds your urine. They have a vesicle bladder. You see that? You have a nervous system, they have something called potassium K channel plus channels that produce their own electrical currents inside the cells. Everything that the cell has, you have. There is no difference between the macro and the micro. It's all the same. So if you have a respiratory system in your body, that means you have a respiratory system and issue in your cells. Y'all get that? If you can't produce testosterone and make new seeds or procreate, that means that the actual reproductive system of your cells is messed up too. Y'all get that? As above, so below. All right, next slide. Now, when you play this, this is an actual biological Tesla coil. Notice the centrifugal force that happens of energy through the biospiritual body. Press play. So, When you look at the body and you look at the meridian pathways, which we're going to prove the meridians, the kidneys are connected to the bladder. Everything on the back side of your spine is a capacitor. Everything on the actual right side of your body or the front of your body is called a coil. When you put a coil and a capacitor together and you introduce it to pressure and frequency, it creates what? Electricity, a vortex, centrifugal force. So the kidneys, capacitor connected to the bladder, coil. The spleen, capacitor connected to the stomach, coil. The heart and lungs is a capacitor connected to the small intestines, coil. The lungs and the bronchioles, capacitor connected to the large intestine, coil. The parasympathetic, which is the feminine side of nature, it's the healing system. That's what the 10th cranial vagus nerve is connected to. Capacitor connected to the rational logical side, fight or flight, sympathetic, coil. Then the gallbladder ends at the top of the head, which is connected directly to the liver and heart meridian. So if you look at your body and the connections and how they're in conjunction with each other, it literally makes a Tesla coil, and it gathers and it stores electricity, and then it emits it when it needs it. When you were sick, say you finna get a cough or fever, say you finna get angry. Have you seen somebody finna get pissed off and then they breathe and then they be the nicest person in the world? You're like, what the heck? Mess you up. What the hell? That's because they're controlling the electrical magnetic forces within a vehicle. Next slide. Now, notice that centrifugal force, that vortex that I was talking about. Remember, we started off talking about the fascia. The fascia is a vortex. It wraps around. It starts from the feet, wraps around and goes through the top of the head. We talked about the cells and the DNA. The DNA is a coil, and it wraps around. Now we're talking about the actual heart itself. Play this video. This is a heart, a real heart. Let's show this heart unravel. That's a heart, y'all. Notice it's one piece. Now, you notice when it's put back together, it looks like a heart. But you can unravel it, showing you that the heart is a spiral. See that? It's a vortex. It's not a pump. It's centrifugal force and pressure due to the sinoatrial inside the heart that produces electricity. It takes H3O, water, which you'll call interstitial fluid and plasma, and it takes the erythrocytes and it vortexes it out. Then the valves open up and the myocardial valve open up, and then it spills the blood back into the system. There is no pump taking action. Let's quit calling it a heartbeat and a pump and call it a pulsation. Like that's look, if you look at electricity, that's what it does. In and out. It's the universe breathing. It's the universe breathing. And if you can find herbs that make you breathe like this, if you can find vibrations and frequencies that create this pulsation sensation, this is how you heal the human body. We are literally spiritual beings having a human experience. All of our bodies are intertwined and connected as one. You never leave your body, y'all. Sorry to tell you, you never leave your body. Even if you meditate right now and astral project, guess what? You're still in an astral what? Body. You in a dream state, you're still running around in what? A body. Have anybody had a dream where they looked in the mirror and see themselves? Y'all some cold lemon pajamas, boy. Tell me what y'all did to do that. I practice on dreaming. I ain't never did that. I want to see what I look like in my dream body. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm damn sure ain't 5'5" in my astral body, I'm telling you. But that's funny. But back to what I'm saying. So even when you look at the heart physiology and anatomy, centrifugal force, vortex, spiral, the communication of life, the pulse. Do y'all know I got a machine called the pulse machine? It's called the PEMF pulse machine. Electrical magnetic frequency. And it does this. It feels so amazing. And it pumps and it fills your cells full of electrical charge. What we do is, when we bring you into the clinic, we check your blood. And we check your voltage and we check your pH. We put you on the pulse machine for an hour. We make you walk 20 minutes after that, and then I check your blood again. Do you realize the whole structure of the blood change? Whole structure. I'm gonna show you that. All right, next slide. Now, even when you look at DNA, again, we got the what, y'all? We got the spiral. Now check this out. Just like the heart can unravel and go back together, every time that heart pulses, it unravels a little bit, then it gets stripped. It dilates, then it constricts. It dilates and it constricts. And after doing it for so long, it's on a rhythm. It's on a rhythm. It dilates and it constricts. Same thing as the DNA. It says, yes, DNA can unravel in a number of processes, including transcription, replication, and DEA repair. So, your DNA, in order to receive information, what it does, it dilates. Once it reads and processes the information, it constricts. While it constricts, this creates a pulse or a wave, and it pushes the information through the fascia throughout the whole entire body. Everything in life does this pulse. Anything that's not connected to this pulse is out of frequency with itself. And that's where you get so-called disease. Do y'all get where I'm going with this? Okay. All right, next slide. All right, so now we got to get into some deeper stuff, because now we're talking about the meridians. We're talking about the chakras, and what you would call melanin nerve bundles. Moment of silence, not only to Dr. Sabi, but to Dr. Layla Africa. He was the first person who taught me about these melanin bundles. So let's bow our heads and get in a moment of silence. All right, so anatomical evidence of acupuncture meridians in the human extracellular matrix. Don't that sound good? See, I like some of the big words. It just sounded very sophisticated. Straight up. Now, this is talking about the results of them taking microscopes and doing microcentury and studies on human corpse. And if you can see, guess what they find in these corpses? Meridian points, action points, and they are putting little plastic pans in them. And it's blowing their mind, because they said, how in the hell did the Africans, how in the hell did the Chinese and the Indians know about this before there was ever surgery on the human body? They talking about stuff that happened 25,000 years ago. They got dug up 4,000 years ago, talked about 2,000 years ago, proving it now. How did they know this? Because they was in tune, and of course they had advanced technology back then. I don't know why we think that we have the newest technology. We're actually we're the primates, y'all. I mean, like in mindset, they've been flying planes and had cell phones thousands of years ago. Have you ever heard of Tartaria? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
All right, now, advanced civilization. So many of them. But look, meridian pathways being found. All right, and look, guess what they call them? Vascular nerve bundles. Well, whenever you get into deep anatomy about acupuncture points, and you get into deep anatomy and physiology about what you would call meridian pathways and chakras, it's always a bundle of nerves with clusters of melanin around it that generates energy from the earth. And this is why earthing is so important. I was telling y'all last time, we have to stop putting on these soul catchers, because they will catch the souls of your body. We got to ground more. All right, next slide. And this shows y'all after they enter and what they enter is called technetium 99M. Y'all can Google this. Technetium 99M died. What they did was they took some uvaric masters. They said, all right, where is the meridian pathways at? They're like, look, one is right here, one is right there. They say, we finna enter where you saying the meridian point at. We're gonna enter some technetium 99M dye into it. And I want to see it follow the meridian line. And they did it. And it created a line. Do y'all see the lines? Well, I mean, this screen kind of, I ain't talking about nobody's equipment, so let me shut up. But y'all can see where it was entered at, right? But you can see the line too. If you look like real close, you can see the line right here. I got better pictures of it though. All right, next slide. Now y'all see the pins. Look at that, meridian lines found. I didn't type this up. We ain't do no type. Only thing we did was condense it where it can fit inside the slides. This is scientific research backed by a university and college. I ain't make none of this up. Fascia course of the stomach meridian. That's what it says. Notice the word though, y'all. So what connects the meridian is the who? But remember, we started off talking about the fascia, and the fascia is in control of what? Electrical fluidity throughout the entire body. So now we know that the fascia and the meridian lines are all in the same.
Yeah.
Well, y'all know where I'm going?
Yeah.
Let's keep going, let's go. Next slide. Check this one out. These are another ones where they showing these meridian lines. They said that these things didn't exist. This was spookism. What they call it, this is pseudoscience. Well, the white man found them now. I guess the Negroes gonna believe, huh? crazy that they gotta actually solidify something for we can program it and say it's true. But we've been having Africans say this for thousands of years. The Dogon tribe been saying this for thousands of years. And it was called pseudoscience in the West. That's crazy. So now spookism and spirituality is being made true. Physical, evidence, substance that prove all these things that we thought was pseudoscience or that we thought was witchcraft. They tell you, don't unlock your third eye. This is the pioneer when it's supposed to be unlocked. Huh? Giving yourself over to Satan. Don't be messing with them crystals. Giving yourself, you are made of crystals. Hydroxyapatite is in your bones. Huh? What are you talking about? Magnetites. Trillions of them in your brain. You wouldn't even be able to talk on a cellular phone without these magnetized crystals in your brain. Yeah. Religion has did a number on this. Next slide. Here go more. I think that's an overwhelming amount of evidence showing that the meridian lines and showing that the acupuncture lines exist. So let's go to the next slide. All right, so when you look at the meridian body, this is the meridian body. Notice that it starts at the plantar fascia and it follows the same exact lines. The same exact lines. See that? One go to the liver, one go. Remember what I was talking about when I had that picture, he was standing to the side and then the gallbladder was connected to the capacitor, which was the kidneys. Same way. Look at the 12 principal meridians, the spleen meridian, the heart meridian, the bladder meridian, the pericardial meridian, the triple warmer meridian. All these meridians connected to your body, and guess where they leave and stop it in your head? Your teeth. Your teeth are circuit breakers to the meridian lines. Now remember, the meridians is hooked into the fascia. The fascia whole point is to move electricity and information throughout the biospiritual body. So, what happened if you had a root canal? What happened if you have mercury in the middle of your teeth? Huh? It's better to pull them than to try to fix them, y'all. It's better to pull them than to try to fix them. But luckily, we have this new technology where you can get that sonic wave sound and grow new teeth and grow new enamel. But it's better to pull them than to get root canals. 34 of your root canals always end in heart failure or heart attacks 15 to 20 years later. Y'all think I'm lying? Look it up. Look it up. Stop letting them drill in your teeth because they're cutting off your circuit breaker. When you cut a breaker or you cut a light switch off, can you see electricity through it? So you blocking information. So what happened if that meridian line was on your heart? Huh? And you blocking the electrical stem line to the sinoatrium of your heart because you pulled tooth number 17. Huh? I'm just saying. All this stuff is coming to be true now. They've been talking about this for years. Thousands of years. So, guess what? When we bring patients into our clinic, guess what the first thing we do once we get them in the clinic? After we weigh them and we get them in the pH exam room, open your mouth. Let me see that tongue. Pretty sure I'm going to find some thrush, some yeast, and some fungus. You know, yes, streptococcus. And you wonder why your breath's stinking. It's your teeth. Your teeth are rotten. They have cavities in it called caries, breaking down the biological structure called the teeth, which is your teeth meridians called circuit breakers. Your circuit breakers off. Oh, I'll be having heart palpitations. Oh, your thyroid circuit breaker is off. Your thyroid is on teeth 8. You have mercury in teeth 8, so it's tripping your thyroid. That's why you're having heart palpitations. And since it's tripping your thyroid and the meridian pathways can't connect to the fascia, you can't get iodine or copper or selenium to the system. So then I tell you or refer you to a biological dentist like Dr. Ewing. She go fix that tooth without giving you a root canal, and guess what? Heart palpitations stop. See, that's what I'm saying. This is evidence due to us doing field work, not to us reading nothing. Have I mentioned the herb yet? Have I mentioned H3O2 water yet? Well, I did a little bit in the beginning, but it wasn't in this type of context. Have I mentioned food yet? Yeah, we're finna get to it, y'all. All right, next slide. Now, when you look at the tooth meridian chart, notice the organs that's associated with the teeth. Now, this is what we wrote. Teeth are the circuit breakers to the body. Think of meridians as electrical wires and your teeth as the light switches. Healthy teeth, properly working, switches electrical flow. Switches in electrical flow. If you have metal fillings, root canals, or crowns on the teeth, such as the lower right molar, you have changed the electrical flow and current. So a lot of y'all issues is not even physical organ issues, it is teeth issues. But y'all are so programmed to the allopathic dogma when y'all come to my clinic and I tell y'all that, y'all be looking at me like I'm crazy. And I just say, go fix your teeth. You don't even need to see me. You need to go to a biological dentist. You don't need to see Yaki. I'm a human biologist. You need to go see a dentist. I can't work on teeth. I get locked up by the feds. I wish I could. That's like 7 more years of school and I ain't going through all that. Unless y'all know a way around it, let me know. Because I want to pull some, I want to work on them bad as hell. I promise I do. Seriously. So most of the time, it's the teeth. So if you want to know if you're healthy or not, you want to know if you have an up-and-coming heart attack coming or not, you can foresee your future based off your mouth. Go to the bathroom, open your mouth, and just be real with yourself. The bottom molars are connected to the heart.